In February 2016, Fiji went through the strongest cyclone ever recorded in the southern hemisphere. It was a Category 5 cyclone, and winds reached up to 306 km per hour. Cyclone Winston's impacts are environmental, but also socio-economic and psychological. 350,000 people, or 40% of Fiji population, were strongly or severely affected. It is believed that total damage could amount to $1.4 billion. In Suva, there was no electricity for a few days, up to several weeks in some suburbs. Access to water was also an issue. Schools and universities remained closed for a week. At Suva Point, about 3 kilometers away from where I live, Cyclone Winston destroyed the seawall and the mangrove and some trees as well. At home, we lost some trees in the garden. Policies for disaster coordination, mitigation and adaptation are in place in Fiji. The task of the Fiji National Disaster Management Office is to establish and implement development programs to ensure the safety and security of the Fiji population. In case of disaster, there is immediate activation of the National Cluster Management System. Clusters provide a clear point of contact and create partnerships between international humanitarian actors, national and local authorities, and the civil society. It is just about reinforcing the current cluster system in Fiji. There is nevertheless a need for quicker post-disaster management assessment. 3 months after the disaster, the pledging conference is yet to happen. There is still an evident lack of preparedness at the level of the population. We must expand education in schools and communities to increase population's knowledge and reduce population's vulnerabilities to disasters. Business organizations must also better be prepared to reduce the time of non-operation. Fiji is heavily relying on foreign aid mechanisms at times of disasters. Sustainable solutions should be thought through as soon as possible. Climate change mitigation and adaptation is the concern of everyone. The planet is our biological base, and we must all care about it. It is everyone's business to act on climate. Damage to Cyclone Winston prompted a major international humanitarian response, on top of the response of the Fijian government. There was as well great solidarity from Fijians towards their relatives living in affected areas. I personally helped Fijian friends whose families were severely impacted. Today I'm committed to deepen my knowledge of climate change. Acting on climate is also my responsibility.